After the amazing news we got yesterday of Dragon Ball Super returning, we're getting even more news today with a new Dragon Ball Super cover made by Toyotaro of Ultra Instinct Goku and Beast Gohan doing a father-son Kamehameha. I think is going to be very promising because the text accompanying it is the Dragon Ball Super 10th Anniversary Special Illustration by Toyotaro has officially been revealed. Info about a certain project will be revealed in the Vjump issue this month. So Toyotaro drew this for the 10th anniversary, and we're getting a certain project. It sounds like we're getting very, very big things with Dragon Ball. Keep in mind, this is before we even get this special announcement that they're giving us next month. The special announcement next month, people most likely think is going to be an anime announcement, but already we're going to get something crazy this month, and then it's going to get followed up next month. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve OJ here, and I'm going to make this really quick. When I say certain project, I have two theories in mind. One, anime, because very obviously, Beast Gohan and Ultra Instinct Goku are the final forms of both versions of the father and son. And I want to specifically point out how the Ultra Instinct Goku in this is depicted with his shirt off. That's the way he's always shown in the anime. The manga has him with his shirt on. Even in a bunch of recent, like, Toyotaro arts, he's always shown Goku with his shirt on. So the fact that Goku has his shirt off makes me feel like this is more of an anime announcement more than anything else, because that's the main way Whitehead UI Goku is depicted, with the shirts off in the anime. And Beast Gohan, obviously, again, most recent Dragon Ball movie that involves Super, not Daima. The most recent Dragon Ball movie in Gohan's final form. It makes me believe it's an anime announcement. Or the second idea for the certain project is that when they say the word project, they are usually always referring to a game. Now, I wouldn't think they're going to do another one so soon because we just got Sparking Zero and we are about to get Gekishin Squadron. And Vjump stuff might release this month, but it could be teasing what would happen next month or the month after. Keep in mind, we've had it a lot for even Dragon Ball games and other media. If Dragon Ball reveals something in Vjump this month, there's no guarantee it comes out on that same month. Usually it's for something that comes out next month or the month after. But it does mean we will be getting something big pretty soon. Again, don't forget, Toyotaro's special panel is going to be on the 7th of next month, so all we gotta do is wait for that. In fact, the Vjump might even be talking about what that panel might show, but most likely, they'll save all the big announcements for the panel itself, the same way how, when they were, revealing Dragon Ball Sparking Zero and Project Z, they waited until they were on a big stage to do it. They don't like to reveal these things in a small interview or in a Vjump magazine panel. They like to tease it in a magazine, and then obviously when you get to the big stage where they, talk and show you all the presentations, that's when you see these new things. That's also how we knew Dragon Ball Daima was going to be a thing. You guys remember that, right? It was shown on stage. So when we see the stage, June 7th, we'll likely get something of that scale. Whether it's Project Z or Sparking Zero or Dragon Ball Daima, we're getting something of that scale. That's when they usually wait to show these things. So I cannot wait to see what the big announcement is going to be with the Vjump reveal. But yes, whenever they use the term project, it's always referred to a game, so I'm wondering if it's going to be a new game. I doubt they'll do another one, or maybe it can't be more Gekishin Squadron information. We already know what the name of that game is. This isn't like Dragon Ball Z, Project Z or something, right? Like that's what they called Kakarot before it came out. But this is actually very promising. So, anime announcement, new game, or maybe a manga continuation. You guys place your bets in the comment section down below about what you might think this will be. And I'm going to go on talking further about how Goku and Gohan as the cover, even doing Father-Son Kamehameha, is very telling that they're going to do another story. So yes, just because it's Super's 10th anniversary doesn't mean that they have to celebrate it in some big, insane way. It doesn't have to be like a new anime announcement or anything big like that. But the inclusion of Goku and Gohan doing Father-Son Kamehameha, and you could say, oh, it's no, it's literally exactly Father-Son Kamehameha. They even got Gohan with the busted arm and only doing one hand. It's supposed to be literally exactly that, with like, you're not supposed to interpret it any other way. I do believe they are ready to tell a new story of Dragon Ball, whether it's going to be the manga actually continuing, or it's going to be the anime, but they are ready to tell a new story regardless, because you don't draw something like this to be like, hey guys, here are some drafts I haven't shown you guys yet from the manga. You know mangas like to do that. They like to come out and be like, hey, I haven't shown you this yet, and it'll be like an image of like your goat like burnt to a crisp, like the original way he was supposed to die in the final fight, or something insane like that. But no, they're definitely doing this because, again, 10th anniversary, Dragon Ball Super did come out, what, 2015? Actually crazy. I didn't watch it when it released. If you guys watched Super when it released, let me know. I actually only started watching it when the Universe 6 tournament started, because I obviously had already seen Battle of Gods and Resurrection F, and I was told that they were redone in a worse fashion. So I'm very interested to see what's going on here. And I do want to say, this announcement is very obviously Super. It's not going to be like a Dragon Ball Z like reanimation. They're not going to reanimate like Dragon Ball Z, like in a Daima art style or anything crazy like that. It is specifically about Dragon Ball Super. Even the panel that's coming next month, I think on the 7th, is also about Dragon Ball Super. So this isn't some Daima or some, other like filler content. I'm not going to say Daima's filler or anything, but so I'm very curious to see what is actually going to get announced here. I don't think it'll be a new game with the heavy focus on Super. Keep in mind, the games aren't called Dragon Ball Super Sparking Zero. It's not like all the games where they're called Dragon Ball Z Budokai Free, Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Tenkaichi. You know, we don't call the games that. They're just Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, Dragon Ball Fighters, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, all of that stuff. Like, the game isn't called Dragon Ball Z Gekishin Squadra, it's called Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. I think the last thing that had Z in the name was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, because that's very obviously a Dragon Ball Z game. Even when they do the Resurrection F parts and the Battle of Gods, it's the movie version of those fights. So it's, you know, it's obviously based on the DBZ movies, not the DBS anime. Regardless, it does seem that Toyotaro actually does like drawing Gohan. I don't know if I'm insane for saying this, but like I feel like he's drawn Gohan a lot in the short time since he started the superhero arc, or since he's been doing fan art for, you know, Beast, Gohan, superhero, all that stuff. Since obviously the movie came out way before he got to this part in the manga. But yeah, the fan reaction to this are very obviously, people are very hyped. Fathers and Kamehameha reference. We got people getting hyped that it's happening. We don't know what's happening, right? But it's something zeroing down. This is great information to get, because don't forget, we were coming off of Dragon Ball Super potentially being cancelled, or Toyotaro working on a new manga or a new project. I feel like this new project is this. Whoever this is a new project. They do say it's a new original project, or it was phrased badly, right? Something along those lines. But if it's a continuation of Dragon Ball Super in any way, shape, or form, that's what the new project most likely is, because they said it was really going to work with something new, and we now know that the new thing isn't a different series, so that means it's still in Dragon Ball. Is he working on the next arc? Is it a Goku Gohan focused arc? We don't know yet. We truly don't know yet. Or is it going to be an anime continuation? All of this stuff is really hard to gauge, because Toyotaro is basically Toriyama's hand-picked replacement. I think Toei Animation are going to use him now for ideas rather than Toriyama. Keep in mind, even when they were making the original Dragon Ball Super, they still asked Toriyama for notes as to how they should make DBS, you know? What should happen in this arc? What should happen in that arc? And again, Toriyama always has like very funny keynotes, or some weird keynotes, but you'll always see both the anime and manga follow the examples he puts down. I think one of the best examples still is the fact that Jiren was not supposed to be the final boss of DBS. It was very obviously supposed to be Toppo, and then they asked Toriyama about it, and then he changed it to Jiren. Toppo was originally in the... Jiren was originally the one in the teaser for the Tournament of Power, right? If you watch the Tournament of Power anime teaser arc again, you'll see that the guy in a cloak is Jiren and not Toppo, which means Jiren was supposed to lead up and build up and hype up Toppo, who would have been a God of Destruction. And when God of Destruction Toppo fights Ultra Instinct Goku at the end of the series, that was supposed to be a big climactic moment for a guy who's stronger than a God of Destruction. And it turns out the guy is also a God of Destruction. Ultra Instinct versus a God of Destruction. That's the way it was supposed to go. But Toriyama instead decided, I'd prefer Jiren as the final boss. So you guys let me know what you think would have been cooler if Goku fought Toppo at the end of the Tournament of Power and it was God of Destruction Toppo versus Universe 7, or if you still prefer Jiren versus Universe 7. I won't lie, I do like Jiren a lot, but I do see massive potential in the story of Goku defeating a God of Destruction, the same way Dragon Ball Super started with him fighting one. And it would really match Toppo's character of how he gave up on trust and teamwork and good and evil just to get beaten by the team up of a good and evil person. I think it's very obvious that Toriyama very heavily shifted the writing of the Tournament of Power. Toyotaro is that guy. They'll be asking him, hey, what moves do you think we should make? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think that's a good idea? So, seems like Toyotaro will be in charge. I feel like the moment Toyotaro gets in charge, I'm not even going to lie, the first thing he's going to do is make Super Saiyan 5 canon. He's going to make Super Saiyan 5 canon, and then he's going to make Zikor like a character. He probably won't give him the same stupid backstory he has in Dragon Ball AF, but he'll definitely find a way to make him canon. I just know it. Man, yeah, everyone is just talking about the Father Son Kamehameha, but I do not blame them at all. It's actually just crazy. Additionally, though, since Toyotaro does actually seem very heavily focused on making the cast characters relevant in this, I'm not saying that he tries to is the best to make everyone relevant, right? But even in the Moro arc, he had a bunch of characters team up against Moro. It wasn't the most effective team up, sure, but he still had other characters show up to fight Moro. And now we actually have 5 characters in the strongest category, 4 or 5 characters in the strongest category. It's not just Goku anymore. It's actually like a lot of the main group. Like, let's say you follow the anime continuity or the movie continuity. Goku would be the strongest in the anime continuity because he just has Ultra Instinct in his back pocket, so anytime he gets pushed too hard, it's just going to trigger. And in the movie continuity, it's heavily implied he can still do it, even if he can't force out. Like, he tried to do it against Broly and it didn't really come out. So, you know, Goku maybe is just by far the strongest. But in the manga continuity, UI Goku, Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, Ultra Ego Vegeta, and Broly are all, you know, very close to each other. They're all equals in a sense. I don't think that they should be equals because some people like Broly who don't have any skill are just now the weakest person in the group, because if his strength is the same as Orange Piccolo's, but he doesn't have regeneration or Piccolo skill, but he's just weaker than Orange Piccolo. So that's kind of dumb. But I do think Toyotaro is planning to do a plot involving, you know, the strongest of Universe 7 actually being a team and actually fighting against enemies. I feel like Toriyama would definitely appreciate something like that, especially because Toriyama was obviously warming up to Vegeta the further he got into DBZ's writing, and Piccolo has always been his favorite. He would appreciate Piccolo being able to hang with the heavy hitters, and Broly's always been, you know, iconic for his strength. Broly's always been known for his strength. So this is a pretty cool way to take Dragon Ball Super's direction, to have it be a story now more focused on the, I guess, the main big cast, rather than the Goku and Vegeta show that it admittedly was for the entire anime run. I wouldn't like the Goku and Vegeta show, still obviously is a very workable plan. Keep in mind that when DBZ ended, we didn't even have that much Goku and Vegeta screen time. It was something that people loved seeing, especially in the Buu saga, which is why DBS's direction was mostly the Goku and Vegeta for show. They know how much people love seeing them together, but the way Vegeta's depicted around Goku, especially in Super, makes it less fun than when it was in the Buu saga. So obviously now they're finally broadening out back to the full cast, and I think I prefer that much more, because the Goku and Vegeta show was not as desirable as everyone would agree that they wanted it to be. And I think that's a solid place to end the video. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel. And leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. Any ideas as to what you might think it could be? Also leave that down below in the comment section. I believe most likely the 3 things we'll get: manga announcement, or manga continuation, I guess, anime announcement for sure, or the anime continuation also, and maybe a new game or some sort of special big reveal for Sparking Zero. Maybe they'll add DBS manga stuff in the games. If they reveal that at the panel, that might actually be bigger than the other 2 things I just mentioned, because DBS manga stuff means Universe gets to live for another 10 years, and Sparking Zero also gets way more content. So I think that's a great place to end it. I do love you all. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.